The Cowboy fanatic take over, and here we are.
Here we are.
All right,
Here we
man.
are.
Week one
Week one.
at Tampa. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Everything's everything, man. Everything's everything. 2 days, 3 days away.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. Can't wait to get the thing cracking.
Yeah.
See what we got.
Yeah.
Get the season off to a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now I know what everybody else is saying, but you know.
I think it's. I'm gonna say what I gathered. I've gathered a pretty mixed bag. A lot of optimism, a lot of pessimism. Due to Dak concerns, Zach Martin concerns. So, but I would hope. Game one, everybody's 0-0. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose.
Right.
It's nothing but optimism at this point in time. Until we get something to work with. So, with that being said, man, I want to look at the matchup, right? So, we've got the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by the one and only Tom Brady. All right.
TB12.
Yeah. TB12. He brings an army. I want to say that. You guys are going to meet an army on Thursday. An army. Let's roll the names off. We talking.
How much time you got, man? How much time you got?
We talking Mike Evans on the outside, Chris Godwin on the outside, Antonio Brown shredding in the slot. We got Rob Gronkowski. We got O.J. Howard. We got Cameron Brate. We got Ronald Jones III in the backfield. Leonard Fournette. We got Giovanni Bernard. We got a solid O-line, who's now battle tested with the ultimate prize, coming in with the ultimate confidence after winning that Super Bowl chip. So I'm really interested to see what will Dallas' approach be when you're going against a monster like this with everybody watching.
Now, if it were me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what Mike McCarthy's going to come up with as far as motivational tactics. But my first thing would be like what I would say and what I think the approach should be was that would be look, man, the world's against us. It's Cowboys versus everybody. That would be my thing. Hey, we're already 0-1. We're already 0-1. All right. Why even play the game? Okay. We have no shot. All right. It's almost as if we're playing with 10 players and they're playing with 11. Why even suit up? Okay. They think you don't have a shot. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be my approach. And you would be amazed when you count people out, when you call people short, when you tell people you you shouldn't have even showed up today. You would be surprised how much that motivates guys, make guys play at a higher clip than they normally would. You would be surprised how much, and I'm hoping they tap into that mindset.
Yeah.
To make them, oh, we're the underdog. We have no chance of winning. There's 100-1 odds that we will lose this game. Why even play?
Yeah.
And I would use that as my rallying cry coming out of the tunnel.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they'll do. We'll see.
Well, the interesting part to me is I call them a monster, a gargantuan. They are. They led by Tom Brady. But man, you got to look on the other side and feel like if you're Dallas, you got to feel like we can score with them. We can keep up with them.
Right.
We pack a punch too. You know what I mean? It's like we got something for it too. We got Zeke in the backfield. We got Amari Cooper on the outside. We have CeeDee Lamb in the slot and the outside. He'll bounce around. We have weapons as well. So we got to feel like we can compete. Why can't we?
Right. That's right.
I would think that's a part of
That
the.
should be the mindset.
Yeah,
That should be the mindset.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think the test of wills between defenses, especially when you're talking about a charged up defense playing at home,
Right.
In their mind, to win a Super Bowl, we had to beat the best, and we did it. So, they're going to walk in with that type of confidence in Tampa on Thursday. And so I would think if you're Dallas, and you let me know as the resident Dallas fan here.
I will do that. I will do that.
I would think, on the defensive end, it's like our best chance may be to just pin our ears back, and we gotta give Tom Brady a rough night. We gotta get after him, and we're not gonna get to him every time, but we gotta put him in the dirt as much as possible, and we gotta rush his timing. We gotta shorten some of those routes. Okay, get pressure, reduce them to 5-6 yard gains as opposed to chunk plays, and we gotta really key in on if they're gonna unleash Tom on us in game one with the world watching, and he's gonna want to put on an impressive performance. Let's make them run the football, man. Let's take it out of the air, and let's go with our chances there.
That would be good. That would be a good strategy. I would think that'd be a good strategy.
Yeah. So I want to dive into potential matchups, right?
Okay. Okay.
Um, First thing I want to dive in, the obvious news that we have here now to work with on the O line. Yeah, big piece of the O line, big piece. Mr. Zach Martin.
Yeah.
He's possibly the best O lineman on the team, and now he's out of commission. So a big loss in the middle. I want to get or gauge your perspective on what's the mentality for Tampa Bay and that defensive line who has Pierre Paul, who has Ndamukong Suh. They're gonna get after it. Vita Vea. They're gonna get after it, man. And missing a glue guy like Zach. How do you think Tampa chooses to respond?
Well, I mean, you have to think they'd have to be licking their chops. Like, oh yeah. I mean, I thought we had an advantage anyway. But with him not being there, man, it's going to be a freeway to the ball carrier. It's a freeway to the quarterback. We're going to have a highway. And if I was Tampa Bay, that's exactly what I would think. Okay? That's what I would think. And I would be remiss to say that, oh, it's going to be fine with Jack Martin not playing. Arguably, not only is he our best offensive lineman, if you're looking at the top 100, he's our best player. Only player we had in the top 100, if I'm not mistaken. Some of these guys in the comments, whatever, might challenge me on that and say if there's others. I may have missed one.
I think you're correct.
I think he may be our best player technically.
Right.
Now I know. In a real sense, Dak Prescott's our best player.
For sure.
But he played 4.5 games last year.
Yeah.
So that's the algorithm they use to monitor this. Zeke Elliott is one of our better players. He did not have a great season. So those two players aside, Zach Martin is the most consistent player that played last year that we have coming back. So we don't have Zach Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not going to say that you're better with him not playing. Let's just get that out there right now.
Yeah.
Now we do have a couple of guys that's going to play in his stead. I don't know if you want me to get into that now, but
sure.
A dude named Connor McGovern.
Okay.
Is going to start at right guard in his place.
Okay.
He's definitely not Zach Martin, and he never could in his wildest dreams think he's Zach Martin.
Okay.
He played a little last year, and our offensive line was all over the place last year. We had right tackles. We even had Zach Martin playing tackle last year. So we had the offensive lines all over the place last year. So he got to play in a variety of different places, a variety of guard. He played a little tackle, I think he played a little center. He played a little every place on the offensive line because we were kind of had a mash unit going.
Okay.
So what that to me will do, and I'm just kind of keep this short, is he's not going to be Zach Martin, but I think in being thrown in the fire like he was last year, kind of just in there, I think a lot of times guys get experience from those situations that maybe some points during the game Thursday night he'll some of the things that he went through last year will resonate with him. You know what? I can play this game.
Okay.
I'm a confident offensive lineman in this game. I'm not some slug off the dirt pile. I can play. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that he doesn't think he can beat Zach Martin, but I can be a confident offensive lineman, and I can protect my quarterback, and I can open an occasional hole for Zeke in the run game, and play a confident game. And I think if he can do that, I think we can minimize the loss of Zach Martin.
Okay. I mean, optimism is key. I do think the strategy then becomes more about Vita Vea and Sue really collapsing the pocket, which could put a lot of pressure on Dak, which would lead to my next point about winning your matchup. And there's several guys that on paper it looks like, man, if Dallas wants to give themselves a real chance of winning this game and stealing one in Tampa, there's a couple guys that need to win their matchup. And the first guy I want to go with is Michael Gallup.
Okay.
So I would love to think that the safety up top will sit on a lot of what Dallas is going to want to do with CD and move him around and try to get him over the top and get him out in space, because we all know that's a point where he really thrives once he catches the ball and he's got space to do something with it.
Right.
So we know with Winfield back there, young player, talented young player,
very talented.
They'll have him spying and really keeping a lid on most of what CD may or may not be able to accomplish. And so to me, I look on the other side and I'm like, well, this puts a lot of pressure, but a lot of opportunity out there for Michael Gallup to really win one-on-ones. And I wanted to get your perspective on that.
Right. And I think that's a very good place to start because, when we talk about the Cowboys receivers, we're going to talk about CD Lamb and we're going to talk about Amari Cooper. But a lot of times getting lost in the shuffle in there is Michael Gallup. And Michael Gallup has made a lot of great plays for this team. A lot of acrobatic catches, a lot of catches that, it takes a lot of concentration to be able to come up with, tightly contested. And I've seen him make a lot of catches that I didn't think he should have been able to make. So, with a lot of, as you said, with a lot of the attention that Amari is going to gather, certainly with what CD Lamb is going to gather, there's going to be some opportunities for Michael Gallup to make some plays. And when he gets his one-on-one matchup, and it's a favorable matchup, he needs to come up with that catch. For first down, moving the chain. One of the things I think we're going to definitely have to do is we've got to maintain the football. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we've got to maintain the football. What I mean by that, we cannot have 3 and outs.
Yeah.
Okay? We cannot have 3 and outs. We've got to maintain the football. One of the things the keys for us to win is time of possession. We've got to keep the football. We've got to get first down. We've got to keep the clock moving. We've got to keep the chains moving. We got to keep TB12 on the sidelines, walking up and down the sidelines frustrated. That's what we got to do. And I think Michael Gallup winning his matchup when he's called upon, when it's 3rd and 7, and they got that coverage roll to TD, and I think he's got to win that matchup.
Yeah.
He's going to have to dig some balls out that to keep our drives alive. And I think that's one of the keys of what we're going to have happen in order for us to have a successful run Thursday night.
Absolutely. And the next guy, on my mind in this sense, Mr. Diggs. You got a tall task. You got a literal tall task in front of you Thursday night in 6'5" Mike Evans. And so I would think because you have so much pressure on, akin to what Dallas can present, so can Tampa Bay. So, there's times where you got to, and especially if Antonio Brown is killing you underneath, which he has all the potential to do, then that's setting up over the top to Mike. And so it's like saying that to say there's going to be some times where Diggs might find himself on an island with the big guy, and he's going to have to hold his own.
Yeah. I guess when you say big guy, I guess you're talking about big Mike Evans.
Absolutely.
Big 6'4", 6'5", 230-pound Mike Evans.
Yeah. And,
that guy.
Yeah, that guy. And so I really think, looking at the boundary on both sides of the ball, you got two guys in Michael Gallup and Trayvon Diggs who really need to win their matchups as much as possible on Thursday. And an interesting piece, man, that I want to get into, as we get ready to just preview the game itself, offer some predictions and potential superlatives and stuff like that. So I want to get your perspective on coaching and what do you sort of, if you had to assume what the strategy may be from a collective team sense from McCarthy, it's like, do you feel confident as a Cowboy fan McCarthy can go into Tampa and get this game and go back, well, head on the road, but, proverbially bring a win back to Dallas, a signature win to get the season started? How confident are you in the strategy of the coaching?
Well, I mean, look, man, I'm just gonna be straight. To be honest, I mean, I try to shoot you straight. I don't try to say, oh man, every player we got is the best player playing. Every coach we got is the best coach. I'm never gonna give you that. I'm hopefully, the people that are watching our channel will appreciate the objectivity that I try to present.
Absolutely.
But while at the same time, I am a fan. But at the same time, I want to look at it from an optimistic as well as a objective lens.
Yeah.
If you will.
Sure.
I'm just gonna be honest. Mike McCarthy's got to show me something.
Okay.
Okay. All right. If you wanted to rate my confidence in him on a 1 to 10 base, I'm gonna say 5.5, maybe.
It's a lot of work to do.
If I'm stretching it, maybe 6.
It's a lot of work to do.
Look, man. In order to, here's what I'm thinking. It's one of my old axioms. What's the best anticipator of future performance?
Past performance, of course.
Past performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not really seen a lot from him. Man, this guy really got a grip on this thing, man. I know he's going to come up with the right play. He's going to come up with the right strategy. I've not seen that yet. Okay? Now, I've seen him do some things, but up in Green Bay, doesn't do me a whole lot of good 2021 for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay? So I look for. I think Mike McCarthy's under a lot of pressure this year. I'm just going to be honest. I think he's under a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. With a standpoint that, you got resources, you have talent, and, let's just face it, this is the Cowboys,
It's a big deal.
Quote unquote America's team. I don't know if I like that moniker, but things are what they are.
Yeah.
Um, you know, he's gonna have to prove that he can in games like this that he can come up with a game plan, with a strategy, with a motivational uh, something that gets his team to play at their optimum levels. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see that last year.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not see that last year. So for me to say, oh yeah, I'm confident Mike McCarthy's gonna get this thing done. No, I can't tell you that. I'd be lying if I said that. So I'm going to be looking at this game with a magnifying glass and seeing how he handles, because there's going to be some tense situations in that game. There's going to be some third and long. There's going to be some, they're in the red zone, and we got to come up with something that, and is he going to have, Dan Quinn dialed in where he can, there's going to be some tense things that's going to happen Thursday night. What I'm looking for is he going to be able to get his team to rise to that occasion to make that play, make that game, that touchdown saving tackle, or to make that catch, or pick up that block on that blitz on the blind side at the last minute, so Dak has that extra second of time to get his read his last progression to make his throw. These are the things I'm looking for. So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but no, I'm not 100% confident that he's going to be, but I'm hoping and praying that he does, that he takes what he ever happened to him last year and builds on that, and maybe he can do some things. But no, I can't go for that. I can't go with that, man. I gotta see more. I gotta see more. Yeah. And that's just how I am. I gotta see it before I call it.
I think a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans would admit to that sentiment as well. So, not a shocker.
Right.
Back to on the field, I look at Zeke and I say, well, you got your work cut out, Zeke. So, good luck to you, man. You got those two fast linebackers on the inside. You got those edge guys, athletic, rangy, tall, long guys, Pierre Pauls, the Shaq Barretts, guys that, you know, they can really set the edge. And you got pressure coming from the inside, and you got Devin White flying around. You got Levante David flying around. It's just, your work is cut out, man. And, I don't, and saying that to say is like, I don't know what to expect from him in this game, especially minus your best offensive lineman. But I would hope, he's able to sort of at least loosen up the middle of that offensive line, maybe bounce out to the edge a few times, get some good runs, and, really set the edge and put Tampa on their heels a little bit to open that pass game up. So, hopefully it works out that way. But overall, man, I just wanted to get one last consensus from you and jump right into your predictions. Predictions being, I want a specific score, man. I want a score. I want, a star on the offensive end, a star on the defensive end. I really want you to, stretch your imagination with it as well, And of course, star fitting the Dallas Cowboys. And so, I think that theme is something we can work with as the season progresses. You pick out superlatives. So superlative performances, offer some predictions, really get Cowboy Nation going, man. So, I'm done talking. I'm gonna let you take it from here.
Well, here's what I think. And I think you made a valid point on our opening point where I think Michael Gallup's going to have a major something to do with whether or not we're successful, because I think he's going to have opportunities. But I got one more guy that I'm going to give you, that I think, and he's one of the guys on my last thing on my last video that I said nobody knows about this guy, but I think he's going to make a key third down and 7, a third down and 8 catch and maybe a couple over the middle that's gonna I believe Blake Jones is gonna make a couple of nice catches in this game.
Okay.
Because nobody's really plotting for him.
Yeah.
They're gonna have their defenses spread towards the periphery, and I think there's gonna be some opportunities down the middle of the field. And he's athletic enough to get by some safeties and some linebackers, and big enough to get by some safeties to make some nice catches. If he's able to stay in the game, like I know he's coming back from an injury, but he's supposed to be 100%. I think he's going to make a couple of catches. I'm not saying he's going to have like 7 catches for $1.15 or something like that, but I think he could easily have like 4 catches for like 65 yards and maybe a touchdown, maybe a catch in the red zone, maybe.
Sure.
That'll give us, and so I think he's going to give us, but I think on those other matchups, Michael Gallup's going to have to win his matchup.
Yeah.
And I think as far as our strategy is concerned, like as I said in our second section, we just got to keep the football.
Yeah.
We just got to keep the football. And I think it's important that our offensive line plays. I mean, look, I know we're down a guy, but if we confident, don't miss those signs. Okay, don't miss those signs. Don't let that get hit on the blind side and now he's shaky the rest of the game. Don't miss any assignments. Don't have too many negative plays where we're behind the sticks. Now second and 12. Those plays, if we're second and 12, second and 13 against that defensive line for a lot of the game, we have no chance. And I will say we have no chance because those guys will have an opportunity to tee off on us there.
Okay.
But if you can keep it second and 6, okay, second and 5, where the defense is not sure whether we're going to run or we're going to pass, keeping them on their heels. And I think it's going to be very important too that we keep that moving in the pocket. Misdirections, couple of bootlegs. Don't have it be a sit duck in the middle of the pocket. I think strategically throughout the game, not every play. I think that's gonna make their defense have to flex, and we'll get some big plays like that. But we're gonna have to be smart offensively. And lastly, no stupid penalties. No false starts on third and 7. Now it's third and 12 or third and 5. Now it's third and 10. None of that stuff. No holding penalties and that we've gotten first downs on. That's third down and 20 now. None of that stuff. Any of those things. We have to eliminate our penalties, eliminate negative plays. And if we do that, play smart football, and on defense, if we can get pressure on TB12, and just so he doesn't have time to sit back there and just decide, gee, do I want to hit Antonio Brown? Gee, Chris Godwin will be open. Mike Evans is open over here. If he has time to go through his progressions like that, we have no shot. Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Michael Parsons have got to apply pressures as well as Neville Gallimore. I'm thinking he might be playing. I thought he was hurt, but I'm guessing he might be playing. Position players and stuff like that. But us old schoolers know the game is won in the trenches.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the place. On the scrimmage, I don't care. Quarterback on the wall.
Breaking up, Fred. We'll just wait on you to kind of get it together over there.
The reason and things of that nature. Just look at last year's Super Bowl.
Fred, run it back. Run it back a little bit. You had a connection issue. You might want to run it back about 30 seconds into what you were saying.
Okay. Am I good now?
You good? Yeah.
Okay. It's all one in the line of scrimmage, TK.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know a lot of people love the wideouts, love the skill position, getting guys in space. Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
But us old schoolers, and I'm an old schooler. I mean, that's who I am. I'm not get off my lawn, kids. Guy. I'm that guy. The game is won in the trenches.
Sure.
I don't care how many guys you got on the perimeter. I don't care who you got in calling signals. I don't care who you got running the football.
Yeah.
If you can't block the guys in front of you, you're not going to be successful. And on the other side, if you're letting guys, it's 35, and they're in a run formation, and they're getting 7 yards, you're not going to win that football game because you will not have won the line of scrimmage. So it's very important that we win the line of scrimmage on Thursday. And I know that's old school. Nobody likes to hear that. That's going to get you clicks and stuff like that. But if you don't win the line of scrimmage, you're not going to win the game. Yeah. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
That's what the game is. The game is simple, TK. Blocking and tackling.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And since we're
guys, you can make tackles. Those are important. But if you're getting guys breaking 3 and 4 tackles,
mm-hmm.
It's a simple game, TK.
Yeah.
It's a simple game.
And since we're on it, man, I wanted to address something I was wondering as we're talking. I'm like, I don't know what Dallas looks like in the secondary, in the backfield secondary, the safeties.
Yeah.
And judging from that response, So I wanted to get some clarity on that.
I think this particular thing bodes well for both teams because really, I think both teams, their front sevens are their strengths. I think Tampa has probably the best defensive line playing, and their linebackers are great too.
Yeah.
But if there's a way that you're going to have them, you can get them in their secondary. They're younger and they're not as, Now I know Winfield is good and can't think what the other kids' names on the other side, but they can be had if you get time.
Yeah.
So, and on our team too, our front seven, I think, is our strength.
Mm-hmm.
I think DeMarcus Lawrence, when he's motivated, he's one of the best defensive ends playing.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Gregory, if his head's on straight, he's an animal. He's as athletic as they are on the defensive line. And then some of those other guys. And then, like I said, Michael Parsons, Keanu Neal, we picked up from the Falcons, and Malik Hooker, who's going to play a lot of that box safety for us. Those guys, are solid. They're rock solid. I have a lot of confidence in them. And I know the Wolf Hunter is a linebacker. And then, I'm not going to talk about number 9. Maybe get him into some nickel plays or something like that. Whatever, we'll see. But yeah, our secondary kind of is our weak link. So that's why getting pressure is going to be of the utmost importance. Because I don't know if our guys, I'm telling you, I love Diggs. But Mike Evans is going to get a couple plays on him. That's just going to happen.
It's a necessary fact.
Right, it's just going to happen. I mean, he's going to get Mike Evans is 6'5" and 230, and as fast as anybody should be at that speed in the NFL. Okay, in good hands. He's almost uncoverable. All right. The only way you can beat him is make him beat yourself or keep him, things like with that nature. So. Yeah, he's going to get a couple of plays on Diggs, but I'm going to need Diggs to keep his confidence up. I'm going to need Diggs. Okay, he got me on this one, but I'm going to hang in there with him. I'm going to get one of them. I'm going to get one of these passes that Tom may throw a little behind him because he's a slight big rush.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to need his confidence to be up because cornerback, to play cornerback, you got to have a short memory. Yeah, you got to be on a 17-yard dig play. Fine. You better get right back in there. If you're still thinking about that play, he's going to be on a 30-yard goal the next play. And it's 6 points. All right? So, yeah, I'm going to need Diggs to kind of play. I'm expecting good things from him because it's his second year. He's seen some things last year. He learned from it. And I'm going to need that. Now, I'm not even sure who their stars on the other side. I'm thinking it's going to be Anthony Brown. And I know Kemp Joseph is going to play some. And I know Wright's going to play some, but I think they're going to probably go with the 2 veterans to start, which will be Diggs and Anthony Brown. And then when they're in different situations, when Tampa goes to 3 receivers and stuff like that, they may bring, might bring Joseph and Elmo Wright in on some different nickel and dime coverage packages and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be very important that those guys play confident. They don't act like, well, they're just better than us. They're going to have to play confident football. And I think if they can do that, as I said, we can get some pressure. I think we got a chance. We got a chance.
Now they're going to get a lot of action. So they're going to get a lot of action, but
yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, man. Give it to us. We need the predictions. What we looking like?
What did I say on our last one? We did the whole preview.
We didn't provide any scores. This will be the first score we provide. I know you got Dallas for the win, but we didn't provide any scores.
Yeah, I think I was throwing out some scores. Maybe that was that game though. I got Dallas winning 27-24. I got us scoring a touchdown in the last couple of minutes. I got that scoring the last minute touchdown. They may have us 21 to 20 and or 24-20 maybe, and then that scores a late touchdown. Maybe a pass to Blake Jarwin.
Okay.
Gives us that win.
Okay.
Win 27-24.
Okay.
So that's what I'm write that down.
27-24. It's on the record here. We also have on the record. There it is. There it is. And we got 27-24 for the boys.
Yes.
We got Blake Jarwin as our offensive superlative guy. Defensively, who you got?
Defensively, I'm gonna go with Michael Parsons. I think Michael Parsons may have an interception. I think he may have a sack.
Okay.
And a couple of maybe a couple of negative plays in the backfield, stopping a couple of guys in the backfield where he's diagnosed something, and he's so quick he's getting in that hole and stopping Ronald Jones or whoever in the backfield. I think he's gonna have a couple of those. I think he's gonna have a couple of deflections on some passes in the flat, and just maybe stops a third down and 5 from being converted. I can see him making some plays and being the defensive player of the game.
Nice.
I can see that.
Okay. All right. So we got it down. All of our potential viewers, future viewers, very excited for this coming season. You heard it here first from Uncle Fred. The boys get the dub. They're going to Tampa. They open the season up the right way. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. That's right. So we're going to sign off from here. It was great having everybody that entertained us, man. We were entertained by the one and only Uncle Fred in the process. Go boys. That's what the channel is here for. Appreciate you, Mr. Fred, for being available. Yes, sir. And we're going to check back in, man. See what happens on Thursday. For all of you all out there, enjoy the game. And welcome back to the NFL, man. Sub one, loved ones. And we'll see you soon. Get involved. Uncle Fred Rants. That's right.